Literally as we speak at the NFL owners' meetings, the New York Giants find themselves at the center of one of the most intriguing quarterback conundrums of the offseason. With a depth chart now featuring Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Tommy DeVito, the Giants hold the third overall pick in the upcoming draft, a position of immense power and potential consequence. Could that pick be used on Shedeur Sanders? That remains a burning question. Head coach Brian Daboll, speaking just moments ago, provided insight into the team's thought process but kept his cards close to the vest. His response, though diplomatic, leave the door wide open. I think in as many good players as we can add, we'll take. So right now, we have the three guys in the quarterback room. We'll see what happens over the next month or so, and whoever's in that room, we'll do the best job we can coaching them up. When pressed about his interactions with Shedeur Sanders, Daboll skillfully deflected, citing the confidentiality of the evaluation process, a standard response but one that only fuels speculation. Meanwhile, Giants GM Joe Schoen has made it clear that the team is not locked into taking a quarterback at number 3. As our Giants reporter Jordan Ronan tweeted, Schoen emphasized that New York is in a position to take the best football player at that time, signaling flexibility in their approach. This statement carries weight because it suggests that, despite the glaring need for a franchise quarterback, the Giants will not force a pick unless they believe in the prospect available. Reading between the lines, it raises questions. Does this mean Shedeur Sanders isn't their guy? Or is it simply a strategic smokescreen as they navigate trade scenarios and potential draft day surprises? Bringing in our analysts, former NFL executive Riddick interprets Schoen's comments as a sign that the Giants may not be fully committed to Sanders at number 3. To me, he's telegraphing something very clear. If Cam Ward isn't there, they're not taking quarterback at 3, Riddick asserts. You don't need to phrase it the way Schoen did unless you're hinting that the value isn't quite there. And if that's the case, you better be damn sure Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston can get you enough wins to justify bypassing a quarterback. It's a high-stakes balancing act. Win now with a veteran stopgap or invest in the future with an improving but potentially transformative talent. The reality is, in a division featuring Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and the incoming arrival of Jaden Daniels, the Giants cannot afford to misfire. Draft guru Mel Kiper Jr., who has consistently ranked Sanders as the number 1 quarterback prospect, presents an even more nuanced perspective. The Giants' quarterback room right now, it sounds like a law firm, not an NFL depth chart. Kiper quips, but if they don't love Shedeur Sanders, they shouldn't take him. The best players in this draft, outside of quarterbacks, are Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, and Ashton Janney. Quarterbacks, at least in my rankings, are a step down. But history tells us, if you want your franchise quarterback, you take him the top 5. Kiper highlights the unpredictability of the draft, pointing out that if the Giants pass on Sanders, they could find themselves in no man's land, unable to secure a quarterback later without significant maneuvering. This brings us to the franchise-defining dilemma facing Schoen and Daboll. Ownership has made it clear the Giants need to find their quarterback of the future. But does that mean forcing the pick at number 3, even if they're not sold on the available options? Former NFL lineman Booger McFarland outlines the precarious nature of their decision-making. This is a situation I do not envy, McFarland states. If the Giants front office wants to win now, they should take the best player available. But if ownership is demanding a long-term answer at quarterback, they need to act decisively. The reality is, the data tells us you find your franchise quarterback in the first round. So, if that's the goal, you better take him now because waiting until the second or third round is a gamble. The front office may be playing chess, but at the end of the day, ownership holds the king. Adding another layer to the intrigue, the league's annual meeting is also addressing one of the most controversial rule changes in recent memory, the potential banning of the tush-push play. The Philadelphia Eagles have turned this quarterback sneak variation into an unstoppable short yardage weapon, and now it's on the chopping block. Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni wasted no time defending the play, arguing that it presents no greater injury risk than traditional sneak. We coach it the exact same way, whether someone is pushing or not. The injury data says what it says, and we were healthy on the play. I believe the whole NFL was healthy on the play. Despite this, momentum for a ban is growing, with 24-32 votes needed to outlaw the play. The debate surrounding the tush-push is as much about aesthetics as it is about competition. McFarland passionately argues that banning the play would be a mistake. We've seen no data proving this play is dangerous. If you're banning it, you're doing so purely because it's unstoppable. Imagine if they told Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, hey, you can't use a skyhook because it's too effective. That's exactly what's happening here. If teams can't stop it, that's their problem. However, former players and coaches have pushed back, arguing that the play gives an unfair advantage to the offense, as defensive linemen are not allowed to push their own teammates in a similar manner. The opposition, spearheaded by Bills head coach Sean McDermott, insists that the play distorts the balance of power in short yardage situations. Ultimately, the potential banning of the tush-push encapsulates a broader philosophical debate in the NFL. Should innovation be punished if it proves too successful? The Eagles have perfected a play that exploits every available rule, and rather than countering it strategically, opponents seem to prefer legislative intervention. Analyst Ryan Clark sums it up best. If you don't like the tush-push, get yourself a quarterback who can squat 600 pounds and a dominant offensive line. That's how you stop it, not by banning it. So as the league meetings continue, two major storylines dominate the discussion: the Giants' franchise-altering quarterback decision and the fate of the most controversial play in football. Both carry significant implications for the future of the league, and as we inch closer to draft day, the stakes only grow higher. Will the Giants commit to their quarterback of the future? Will the league pull the plug on a strategic advantage? In the NFL, the only certainty is that nothing stays the same for long.